Welcome back. Well, as you know, the primary is coming up, and we have a candidate here today who's for the Orange County District Attorney, Brett Murdock. Welcome. Did I get that right?
You did. Thank you. Good
Wonderful.
morning.
Well, good morning. So, why the District Attorney's Office?
Well, you know, it's the District Attorney's Office is a very, very important position for Orange County. It focuses on, after the police agencies and the sheriff agencies collect evidence in crimes, the district attorney prosecutes the crime through the criminal justice system. Okay. And who the district attorney is determines the tenor and the culture by which we prosecute crime in Orange County. Right. So who the district attorney is a very, very important issue facing our county. Okay,
well, very good, because I'm trying to sort of help people understand, you know, how it all works. So let's talk about your background and how your personality and experience will help with that.
Well, thank you. First things first, I was born and raised in Orange County. Married to, instead of my better half, I joke she's my better 95%. She actually worked at Laguna Woods Village for 10 years in the Community Services Department, and started here as a lifeguard. And she has her master's degree in gerontology and has made sure that I am well aware of issues facing seniors, which is one of the things I want to make sure that I focus on as your district attorney is elder abuse issues, financial, physical, any sort of issues regarding elder abuse. I'm going to focus on. Okay. A lot to do with my wife, who has a master's degree in gerontology. That said, I went to Chapman Law School here in Orange and own my own law practice in the city of Brea. And I'm a general practicing attorney, which means whatever comes through the door, I do my best to help gain access to justice. I do a lot of criminal defense work, a lot of personal injury work, a lot of victims' rights work, sexual harassment claims in the workplace, and everything in between. I sort of joke that my specialty is my community in my law practice. Right. I was also a member of the Brea City Council and mayor of the city of Brea in 2016. And then another little thing that one of my most favorite things in my resume is that I was a professor at Cal State Fullerton. Okay. I taught American government for 3 years. And so I'm passionate about government and public service. Right,
right. Excellent. Well, you have a lot of roots here, so that's good, certainly helpful. And then you had mentioned that the district attorney's office is very important. So, in your opinion, what are some things that you would do differently as a district attorney?
Thank you. Thanks for asking that. The days of this mantra of tough on crime, in my opinion, are over. It's been decades with this sort of culture of standing up and saying, we're going to be tough on crime. It's cost our society hundreds of millions of dollars with this culture. What I want to bring to the DA's office is to be smart on crime. There's a difference, right? So of course, the violent criminals, the gang members, the drug dealers, sexual offenders, all of those types of violent criminals, I'm going to prosecute to the fullest extent of the law. But we need to start looking at a different way to approach our lower level offenders. We need to start looking at what is the root cause of some of these lower misdemeanor offenders and how can we help them? So instead of just convicting them and throwing them in jail and throwing away the key, we need to look at solutions to help our lower level offenders. To get them back on track, get them back into society, and be helpful members of the community. And what's interesting is the statistics show that when you approach crime like that, it saves taxpayer money.
So for instance, what would be some of those programs that you would put in place?
So the way that you would look at it is it's sort of a focus on rehabilitation instead of incarceration. So, for example, a lower level offender, maybe a homeless individual that commits a petty theft. You would get them into a program that would address the issues facing their circumstances so they can get out of the situation of being homeless. Do they need mental support, mental illness support? and we can get them into programs that will help them there. Do they simply just have a housing issue? And this is another key factor in being the district attorney, is that the district attorney needs to be a leader in the community and reach out to other segments and other government entities in Orange County to work together to solve these problems facing our criminal justice system.
So would some of the programs be things that are already in place now? I mean, are they available now?
Some of the programs are available, but I want to augment them and make them more robust, make them more available, make them more readily usable. And the other aspect of this is the district attorney can go out and work on garnering grants from the federal government and the state government, excuse me, to bring to Orange County to address these issues in a more effective way.
So, okay, so we're talking about criminals and prosecution and the ideas of not being so tough on crime in a way, but what are some of the other things that you would point out that you would do differently? Well,
I have to admit, one of the reasons why I'm running is our current district attorney is a problem. He's been there for 20 years. He's running for his 5th term. And he has proven time and time again that he is corrupt and inept. Let me give you the one example that everyone knows, but I just want to talk about it real briefly. Everyone knows that the worst mass murder that's ever happened in the history of Orange County happened in Seal Beach. And the man that committed the crime admitted that he did it, and yet Tony Rackauckus spent over $1.5 million of our taxpayer dollars prosecuting that crime. Okay? Why? Because he broke the law. He had exculpatory evidence that he needed to give to the defense that he did not give to the defense side. It's required by law to do that. He didn't do it. He got caught. And when he got caught, the case was removed from the Orange County District Attorney's Office, and the State Attorney General's office had to take over and prosecute the crime. Tony spent that money appealing that decision and fighting that decision to keep the case in his office. A complete and total disaster, a waste of taxpayer money, and it just proves that he has a problem as a leader of our district attorney's office, that he encourages what I characterize as a win at all costs attitude in the office. He encourages the deputy district attorneys, there are about 275 of them, to do anything and everything they can to win. And that's dangerous. That's dangerous, and that needs to stop. So I want to have, instead of a win at all costs attitude in the DA's office, okay, I want to be more characterized as a smart justice. Like I said, smart on crime and a focus on smart justice.
Right, right. How would you have handled that situation differently, though? What would you have done different?
I certainly would have given up the exculpatory evidence to the defense immediately, as required by law. But quite honestly, I wouldn't have had a jailhouse snitch in the jail in the first place.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about the election itself. When is that? That's June 5th, did we say?
It is. It's June 5th.
Okay.
This is so it's the primary election. We'll all be voting for governor, U.S. senator, our Congress members, state senate, and state assembly.
Okay.
And California has what's known as the top 2 primary, right? So the top 2 vote getters in the primary election go on to the general election in November.
Okay.
So there are 4 names on the ballot for Orange County District Attorney.
Right.
And I know there's a lot of slick ads out there for governor and Congress and senator. So when you go into the ballot box to vote for who you're looking for governor and senator and Congress member, make sure you stay in the ballot box and vote down ballot for local office, because they're important. They have a very huge effect on our daily lives. And I'll just say, vote for Brett Murdock for Orange County District Attorney.
All right. Well, thank you very much for being with us. Good luck to you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
And we'll be right back after this. And don't forget to vote on June 5th.